Hello, everyone. This is the teaser video for this coming Sunday, February 28th. It will be the end of February already. As I look out currently, I have another little snowfall on this Monday morning, and the weather hopefully is supposed to get a little warmer, and maybe all the snow will melt. I was looking at my running log. February has not been a very good month for my running. It seems like we must have had snow on the ground almost the whole month so far, at least in the green belt and areas in our grass or whatever. My message today or my message for this Sunday, the title is called Fairness, and it's from Exodus chapter 23, verses 1 through 9. Exodus chapter 23, verses 1 through 9. And this passage is really talking about kind of like courtroom trials, justice, about treating everyone fairly. Treating the poor, not treating the rich unfairly. Trying to, the idea of treating everyone equal in the court of law and in justice. And it's interesting because I've been struggling with the terms fair and equal, because are things fair and are things equal? And there's a lot of going on in the last year with protests and stuff about equality, and I wonder if I'm just wondering how you feel about those two words, treated fair or equal, because obviously not everything in our country is equal. Not everything in our country is fair. Not everything in the world is equal. Not everything in the world is fair. If I think of a couple different things, again, in Exodus, it's talking about trials and how to treat people. And do we treat people fairly? Do we treat people equally? I like to say I'm equally rude to everybody. But some people think that's funny. But no, I feel like I treat most people the same. But subconsciously, we probably don't. I always tell churches who say they're not judgmental, I say, oh, really? I said, when you see somebody driving your church parking lot driving a Mercedes, don't you say, they may have some extra finances. They may be a nice benefit to the church. If you have that type of thought, you're already treating them differently based on an appearance or something that you see. And when it's interesting, because there's a couple things I struggle with when I think about fair and equal. My wife and I have talked about this a few times. Everyone says, one point where I would say things aren't equal or fair would be our U.S. tax laws. If everything was to be equal, then everyone would pay a flat percentage. If you're rich, if you're poor, let's say the percent is 5%, 10%, whatever. If you pay 10% in taxes, if you make more money, obviously you would pay more taxes. If you make less money, you pay less taxes, but it would be equal because everybody's paying the same percent. But that's not how our country is set up. If you're in the rich 1%, you pay like 46 or 48% in taxes, while we have some who are poor who pay nothing in taxes. Well, that's not equal, and technically that's not really fair. But some people will say, hey, well, the rich have the money, they should do that. Then you're not treating everyone fair. You're not treating everyone equally. When I was in the military or being ex-military, and people were talking about women in the ministry. Not ministry, women in the military. And they asked me what I thought about that. And I said, it depends. And they said, what do you mean depends? I said, I have no problem with women in the military. But the question is, are the standards or do you lower the standards? When I was in the military, women were in the military, but they didn't have to take they took the same PT test, but they had different standards. Is that fair? That might be fair. Is that equal? It's not equal. So when they started talking about women in special forces and stuff, and then I was really leery about, having different standards for the genders, because when you're talking about special forces, also I think about firefighters or stuff like that. If a male firefighter is required to carry 250 pounds up and down stairs, I don't know how many flights they may have to. Wouldn't a woman firefighter have to require to carry the same thing? Because I'm a 200-pound man. if you're rescuing me from the fire, somebody's going to have to be able to carry me. So you may think I'm, one way or there, but this is where I struggle with the idea of what's fair and what's equal. Olympic sports athletes, there's different standards based on the genders, and that's probably fair because the genders are different. So is it fair? Is it equal? When we talk about courtrooms, like you'll see in this, again, Exodus chapter 23, verses 1 through 9, one of the big struggles in the courtroom is, hey, when you see a big, powerful corporation or a rich person being sued, do you kind of say, yeah, they can afford it. They should make them pay an arm and a leg. They got all that money. Well, is that really fair? Is that being, are we looking down at them because they have so much? Again, as human nature, subconsciously, we're really always looking at what helps us survive or what helps us out better. That's our natural instinct. It actually takes us to go against our natural instinct to say, hey, this passage also talks about if you have an enemy or a friend who's in trouble, or an enemy or someone you don't care about in trouble, would you go and help them? Or would you kind of sit back and smile and watch them suffer? Is that fair? Is that equal? You probably go and help a friend, are we choosing not to help the enemy? So it goes against our natural instinct to try to not, prejudge or have preconceived notions. And that's really the challenge when we look at here, about not spreading false reports, not going with the crowd who's doing wrong. We kind of got to go against that self-preservation. It's easier to blend in with the crowd and not stick out. So there's some challenges in this passage. I just gave you some things again. And you can probably tell me if you think fair and equal, or are they words that mean the same or they mean different. Again, I gave you some idea, some things talking about different standards or different tax rates, or because if we all go to the store here in Pennsylvania, you pay 6% sales tax. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of money or little money, you're paying 6% sales tax. Guess what? That's equal. Everyone's paying the same amount. But is that fair? I don't know. Something to think about. My whole idea of these teasers is to make you ponder. Hopefully it'll make you think and wonder where I'm going with this. But again, Exodus chapter 23, verses 1 through 9, that's a lot talking about the courtroom. It's obviously during when the Israelites are escaping Egypt and heading to the promised land and things that they had to deal with. So hopefully the snow will be done and be melted by this coming Sunday. I hope so. I've had my winter fill. So you guys take care and hope to see you soon. Bye.